Hi everyone, it's Darlene. Welcome to this week's card. I've got another Valentine's Day card for you. I'm going to be using a technique with washi tape and 3 different inks. I've got a Distress ink, a Simon Says Stamp ink, and a Hero Art Shadow ink, just in a little cube there. I just like the way those 3 colors went together. I'm also going to be pulling out these little tiny hearts in the Simon Says Stamp Filled with Love set that I used last week. I've got this Love Die by Penny Black, which is part of my Christmas saying set. And this Hero Arts layering cardstock, which is white on the inside, so you can use black as your base and still be able to have a white inside. Okay, so I'm taking a piece of washi tape that I don't care about too much, and I'm just going to dip it in my ink pad. So I'm just going to press it in there, get some good coverage on the washi tape, and then I'm going to press it to my cardstock. And I'm going to put yellow in the middle. And you have to be careful, make sure you don't you'll get ink on your fingers, and then you have to be careful not to touch the white part of the cardstock, which I'll show you when I did that here. Okay, so next up is Simon Says Stamp Sea Glass. It's a really pretty color. And these ink pads by Simon Says Stamp are really juicy. So you get really good coverage every time, which is what I like about them. And I'm just going to place it right there next to the yellow. Press it down with my finger, and then you'll see when I put my finger at the top of the card, I had ink on it, and I got ink on my cardstock. But it's okay because I ended up trimming that off. And you'll see that these inks by Simon Says Stamp are kind of blotchy at first, but then they kind of sink into the cardstock and they look really nice. And I have this little cube, so as you can see, I'm pretty committed to using this color because it's taking me a while to get the ink on my washi tape. It's just such a pretty color. I think it's called Passion Flower. Lift it up, and you can use the same piece of tape over and over again with the same color. Okay, now I'm going to work on my sentiment. I'm just going to use some Nina Silver White cardstock and this Penny Black Love Die, which came with Merry, Peace, and Joy. I actually used it on my Christmas card this year. And I'm going to take the whole thing, the whole sentiment, and I'm going to push it into my Versamark pad. I'm going to use the top of my paper piercer to kind of make sure I get good coverage on all the little pieces in there. And then I'm using this embossing powder by Ranger called Black Sparkle. So it's black embossing powder with multicolored sparkle in it, glitter in it. And I'm going to dip it right in there, and then I'm going to heat it to set it. And then I wanted it to look more like an enamel embellishment, so I repeated the heat embossing process again. So I put the sentiment in there, and you know, I had embossing powder on my finger, so you want to clean your fingers off before you do that. I kind of regretted that. And then once again, put it in your black sparkle embossing powder, and then heat it to set it. And it gets to be really thick and shiny, and it looks really pretty when you see it in person. I'll show it so you can see it here. Where is it? There we go. It's got a really pretty shine to it. Okay, I'm going to adhere this to the base we just created using some Tombow Mono multi-glue. And I'm just putting little tiny dots in different areas and making sure that I get all the little lines covered. And then I'm just going to press it right there in the middle. What I love about these Simon Says stamps, a lot of the ones they have teeny tiny little stamps in there, which really make a huge difference. So I'm using this little tiny heart, but it adds just a lot of variation because I used 4 different sizes. There's actually more in there, but just having these 4 little sizes just really finishes off the card well. And I didn't press hard enough on the left hand side, so I'll clean up that heart with a Copic marker in just a minute. Right there. I have this gel pen It's called Stardust, I believe, and I'll put a link to it on my blog. It's a really pretty pen, and it goes on so easy and so even, and it's got a very fine tip, so you can get in little areas with some glitter. And it's not really, I wouldn't say it's glitter, I'd say it's more like shimmer. Now I'm going to adhere this piece to the Hero Arts cardstock. And that'll do it. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching.